Here we are, August 24th, Thursday. Quick Husaberg video. Here's my 2011 FE 570 Husaberg. Great bike, but it's a 570. It's a ton of power, and everybody who knows me knows that I like to ride in the woods, and I like to ride pretty slow, so I ride with my slower buddies. This bike doesn't like to go slow and stop, slow and stop. There's no radiator fan. So you want to be going, 3 or 4 miles an hour or more. Otherwise, one time in the woods when we were going very slow, I did boil it over. I changed the engine ice, and it hasn't happened again. But we were going super slow and stopping all the time. So I don't think it's an issue. Engine ice, great stuff. What's wrong with the bike? Nothing wrong with the bike. Works great. It's a Husaberg 70-degree engine. So if you read about those, they go about 500 to 1,000 hours between top-end rebuilds. Great engine. The central mass is in the middle. That really helps for turning if you're going any speed at all. It does not feel like a 252-pound bike. It feels really light, like a 250 class. But it's got so much power from the fuel injection and the 570cc engine that you can easily grab too much throttle and yeah, you could be in trouble. And I've grabbed too much throttle on this, and it's just unnerving. So I'm looking for a 250 to 300cc bike. Like I mentioned, I put a new sprocket chain and everything. I think I listed all the parts that I got for this thing, all plastics and everything. A new rear MT21 Pirelli tire, but it's a street tire, so it's not the best on the dirt. I thought I would be riding more like to and from the trails, but yeah, I'm not. So anyway, but everything's all good on that. Everything's good on it. What can I tell you about it? Crazy Husaberg stuff. You can pull the seat with this cord here. I got a little charging dongle. You don't need it because it's a lithium battery, brand new lithium battery a few months ago. And then this is the pull thing for the seat. You just pull it, seat pops up, and then the air filter's right there. You can change it and oil it real quick. So that's done every ride because you never know. And I get a new air filter like every 5 rides, so it's not too bad. Anyway, 570 70-degree engine. This is an oil scavenge line. So some people with the FE bikes, they have some smoke on startup or smoke after they do crazy hill maneuvers and stuff where they're going up and down, just all kinds of stuff. It's usually because of this, so I guess it's a normal issue. A couple times some smoke has puffed out the back, and it's really worried me, but everybody on the forum says, nope, that's normal. And it's because the scavenge line, because the weird angle, I guess, that takes the oil from the head and it lets it drain back down there. So, and that's also, there's a filter, a screen up in the top of the scavenge line, and you clean that out once in a while. I've cleaned it twice. It's never been dirty, but and there's a screen in the bottom near the oil. This hide bash plate is awesome. It's quiet. It's not like the aluminum ones. And I know I haven't bashed it up, but I think if I was to, go over rocks and logs, that this would really hold up. You do have to take it off to change the oil, but it's only this bolt and then 2 other bolts under it. It's real easy to do. Let's see, what else can I tell you about the bike? I don't have a title for it. I insured it as a dirt bike, an off-road bike, and that's just so if I hit somebody on the trails or smash into their car in the parking lot, that I don't have to worry about it, because that's a concern. No title. The original guy put 30,000 miles on it in about 96 hours, all street riding mostly, but he had it for 96 hours before some tools stole it. And then they had it for a month or so, but the insurance paid out, so they branded the title salvage, but it was salvage due to theft, not due to an accident. So if you're going to get a salvage bike, I guess that's the one to get, is one that's stolen. They barely got to ride it. So the story goes they got to ride it like an hour after they stole it because they were hiding it. But yeah, don't steal stuff. That's just stupid. Anyway. You can get a street title for it. you'll have to go bond the title, since I don't have the title, and the last guy didn't have the title, so you'll have to bond it, and then they give you a street title, but you have to post a $100 bond, and that's good for 3 years, and then at the end of 3 years you get a regular title, but it's still a salvage title even after you get a street title. Important to note. Always run your VINs through the NICB, and if you know someone on the job, that's always a plus, because then they can double check. And I do that with every bike. I knew the guy this time, so I didn't have to do it, but I still did it because I do it every time. It's good to know. The guy you're buying a bike from may not know if there's an issue, so it doesn't hurt to run them. It's cheap to know that you're not getting something that has an issue, right? So what else can I tell you about the bike? It's great. Let's start it up, maybe. Oh, it's got the dash, so fuel injection light, low fuel light, high beam, turn signal light, but there are no turn signals on here, even though the controls are here, left to right, horn, high beam, low beam. You can see high beam, low beam, high beam, but the light's really worthless. You could not ride on the street at night with that light. There's just no way. All right, let's crank it up. So starts right up, always starts right up. You know, the fuel injection handles all that. You can lug it down real low on the trails. Oh, that's what I was saying about the sprocket. I got a 52 tooth sprocket and the stock's like 48. So I think I went 1448 instead of 15. I went 1452 instead of 1548. I'm pretty sure that's the way I did the sprocket. But that really makes a difference, because it was just too fast in first gear when I first got it, so I geared it down. But it's just too much bike. I mean, if you are a slow trail rider, you know, it's too much. Oh, let's turn on the dash here and you can see. So 106.7 hours. I thought it's at 109 last time I looked rather than 106. But I keep all the stuff in a log, so I don't have to think about that. So all the oil changes and everything. We got, there's the total miles, 3344. You can read it. 16 on the trip meter 2. Hours. So you can't read it while you're riding. I mean, it would have to be bigger. I don't know how people do it on the street. The 390 has it also. You can't read it. Anyway, let's see. I guess we could go riding around. I don't know. I probably won't ride today. It's later than I thought already. So, brush guards. I mean, you can see everything from the video. So, you know, I mean, it's just too much power. I mean, it's great. It feels comfortable riding. It's just really, it's too much bike the way I ride. If you're a trail rider where you get to go down power lines and stuff like that, it'd be awesome. That's not the way I ride. We're in tight single track and it's too much. Anyway, so I will, I'll go post this on YouTube. And that way you can see the bike.